Table, of course, Robert Costa, Michelle Bernard, and Jack Kingston, the congressman from Georgia. Anyway, the internal review of the Secret Service has revealed details about the White House security breach in September. Remember that one? After intruder Omar Gonzalez jumped the fence, he was able to make it across the White House lawn unimpeded because a canine handler was distracted, it turns out, by a personal phone call on his cell phone. Other agents determined, I love this, that Gonzalez posed no threat and didn't shoot, though he was armed with a knife. An officer on the north portico there then allowed the intruder to pass because he assumed the front door to the White House was locked. That's my favorite, but it wasn't. Once Gonzalez entered the White House itself, he knocked the Secret Service officer to the ground and then proceeded to walk right by her. According to report, the agent mistakenly pulled out her flashlight instead of her gun by accident. Then, ignoring commands to stop, Gonzalez walked left into the East Room, there the messages, turning back around. He was eventually tackled by another officer outside the room in the center hallway there. Those failures were compounded by the fact that radio communication was compromised, the alarm was deactivated, and the assault team, well, hesitated to enter the building because they were unfamiliar with the inside of the White House. Michelle, you're the attorney here. Explain this, man.
I can't even laugh because I can't fathom how this could possibly
Suppose he had a gun.
Exactly. You know, exactly. And
suppose you went up the stairs.
Look,
you went right past the stairs. You could have ran up right up to the house.
This is the leader of the free world. This is our nation's first African-American president, which would make me think that they would be even more diligent and to not even know what the inside of the White House looks like.
Let's go to your other side, where you would probably think, are they slacking off because he's black?
No, I don't think that.
Okay, because I've heard that little rumor this year.
No. I don't think that. I just think they were slacking off, and that because I would think that if it were my job, I would be even more diligent. Yeah. Because of the history of the person that they are allegedly sworn to protect. And they don't know what the inside of the White House
he has good relations with them, right, Robert?
He does. It seems like the president has good relations with the Secret Service. Just a failure to respond to a situation, and the episode has really reflected poorly on the entire organization.
What did you make, Congressman? My favorite was when the guy said, according to testimony, I'm sure it was under oath, that he didn't mind the guy running to the front door because he knew he'd gotten to the front door, and he's going right to the front. He said, I just let it go because I knew the door was locked. But what did you want to just mingle around the front, loiter there for a while?
I just can't imagine what they were thinking because, you know, being a watch person is a boring job so much of the time. I mean, and then you got that chance for excitement. The one I wonder about is what was the phone call about that the guy went in his van, and where was the dog? At least leave the dog outside the, you know, you probably paid $20,000 to have this dog trained. What is it? Hey, come on in. I got to talk about the grocery list tonight. You know, leave the dog outside.
Well, why was it Rover barking? Is what I want to know.
Well, and how does he get down to the East Room, and how do you mistake a flashlight for a gun? Why is the guy not either dead or maimed?
Well, apparently the guard, a woman in this case, fell down on her back and apparently was reaching around to try to get her her nightstick. And instead of getting her nightstick, she first got her flashlight, then she got something else, but she didn't get what she wanted. She didn't get her gun.
Yeah, exactly. That's a problem. The man should have been shot.
Well, anyway, it was more investigations of the Secret Service may now be coming. Yesterday, Chairman of the House Homeland Security Committee, Representative Michael McCall of Texas, called for an external advisory board to review the agency's leadership, budget, culture, security, training, and more. McCall said the panel would have the authority to hold hearings, issue subpoenas, and request administrative items. It would be required to file an interim report in 9 months and make a final report to Congress within 18. This is what I don't get, Congressman. Why don't they have a little shorter string on these babies? Why 18 months to find out what happened in 5 minutes?
Yeah. So that the next president is safe.
And you know they're going to come back and say we need more money, regardless. But I mean, really, truly, what they need to do is fire people who were, I mean, to me, they all ought to be fired. Yeah. And then make sure people know that they were fired. And then I think there is a real serious question about the database, because there were things known about Gonzalez. He had been found with a hatchet, had been found with weapons before.
And a map of the White House. Looking for the White House.
A map of the White House in Washington. And so, I mean, there were reasons to say we got to get that information to the folks on the front line at the White House. But we have committees of jurisdiction, standing committees that can handle this: Homeland Security, the Judiciary Committee, appropriations. I don't think you need an 18-month investigation over incompetence.
I was surprised at your shoot-on-sight order there, Michelle.
Oh, I feel strongly about it.
Had been killed. Do you think that would have been appropriate? I mean, killed.
I would rather have been killed than President Obama. Absolutely. No doubt about it. And I'll tell you another thing. If the D.C. Metropolitan Police had been handling this, we would be singing a very different tune today. They would have taken care of this, and nobody would have gotten into the White House. That, I believe.
And it would have sent
the D.C. government getting that salute.
And I live in Maryland.
Yeah.
But it would have sent a signal. Can you come in to our president, the leader of the free world?
Exactly.
It's a serious offense, and we're going to shoot you.
I want to know where the SAM missiles are. You know where they are? I always want to know where they are. Do you know where they are? Can you tell us now?
They're not in this town. I know that.
I think there's some kind of missile launchers on that would hit any plane that got near the White House. I know it's. I'm sure we can't discuss.
But we're not law enforcement officers, so I'm not going to endorse sending any kind of signal by shooting someone to kill them. I think the Secret Service probably has a procedure and a process for intruders, and I would respect that process.
Well,
I think
if the process
was
works,
to shoot him.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm not familiar with it. I'm just saying.
Well, I was a Capitol policeman for a while, and I did learn one rule, and I'll tell you about it when we get off the air. Coming up, the NFL recently disclosed that a third of its players developed long-term brain damage. Best-selling author Malcolm Gladwell calls the sport a moral abomination.